Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, so let's talk about this right quick. Let's have a conversation about this. I'm just been sitting, waiting around, and I wanted to see what happened. And at the end of the day, it seemed like once again the capping is on. Once again, crickets. Once again, nobody wants to address this subject. Well, nobody wants to open up this can of worms. Well, you know what? I got the fishing pole. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to look in the water for the big fish. But nevertheless, so with that being said, let's begin. All right. So it's been pretty much it's been what nearly 3 months since Terence Crawford's last fight, since he defeated Sean Porter via stoppage, and a very good fight, which was Sean Porter's last fight, according to him. Keep in mind, a lot of times when a fighter say they gone, uh, sometimes or half the time they come back. But nevertheless, um, why isn't Terence Crawford signed to the PBC? One of the biggest caps when he was on Top Rank, when you had people making every excuse in the book to demean Terence Crawford, demean his career, and all this kind of stuff, saying Bud need to sign with the PBC, and the PBC gonna scoop Bud up if he left Top Rank. Well, Bud has been almost 3 months removed from Top Rank, and you haven't heard anything about the PBC attempting to sign him, because it's always an excuse with these dudes, and nobody has addressed this, and people have been circling the wagon, twiddling their thumbs, you know what I'm saying, not pushing the record button to talk about this, because at the end of the day, it was all cap. You know, it was all cap by the fake pro-black brigade. Real talk. So you had all this talk about Terence Crawford. He should leave. He should bounce. He gonna get the fights that he won. Yeah, all this stuff. You've heard all this stuff. There's been no attempt to sign Terence Crawford to the PBC. Now, before somebody says, "Oh, well, Terence Crawford said he wouldn't sign with the PBC," nice try. Don't even come on here with that bullshit. All right. Well, why don't the PBC make him an offer? And the PBC has not attempted to make him an offer. I told you guys about this. I told you about this 3 years ago. I already told you this. It's like beating a dead horse. I already told you what happened a few years ago. That's what really made me start peeping things out about the so-called other side of the street, which, by the way, Terence Crawford is looking for a new home. So, he left Top Rank Avenue, but I don't see him moving into the PBC. I don't see him moving into the PBC apartments. And I don't see anybody sending him a lease. Keep in mind, you heard somebody say, "Hey, we may not have the money to pay Terence Crawford to fight Errol Spence. The money may not be out there. We don't want to make him insulting offer." But they can find $100 million for Canelo, but at the same time, they want to try to lowball Terence Crawford. But you don't hear the fake pro-black brigade talking about this. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. For real, where they at now? Where they at now? I mean, that came out of Homeboy's own mouth. But like I said, it's just been excuse after excuse. What's been going on with this situation? You know the saying, bullshit talks. You know what I'm saying? Money runs the marathon. You know what I'm saying? If it's enough zeros on the check, Terence Crawford to sign. That's just talk when somebody say, "Hey, man, I'm not going to sign with them." How many times have you heard that? And like I said before, there's been no attempt by the PBC to sign Terence Crawford. You haven't heard anything. This is why a lot of people don't believe that the fight that we all want to see is going to happen. Now, I was going to ask Stephen Espinosa when I was doing the webinar, but they wouldn't get to me. I don't know. Maybe he felt I was going to ask him that question. Because I definitely was going to ask them about signing Terence Crawford. Once again, if you really trying to secure this fight, why not sign Terence Crawford to a multi-fight deal? At least sign up to where he fights on that network, and then, you know, you can find promoters. You can find temporary promoters to set up fights for him. But nothing. Like I said, I was waiting to ask Steven Espinosa about that. Are you guys going to make an attempt to sign Terence Crawford? Or at least offer him, you know, some kind of deal? You know, offer him a back-end deal, a pay-per-view deal, you know, if he decides to do the Errol Spence fight. But I didn't get a chance because they didn't get to me. I don't know. Maybe somebody saw who I was and they watched my channel. But that question was going to come out. I was going to ask that question. Because like I said before, people play these games and, you know, you know, they want to play the pro-black card when it comes to Terence Crawford, though. But, you know, when it comes to other situations, then all of a sudden they get quiet. And this has been going on for the last few years. Now that Terence Crawford has, you know, left Top Rank, you know, now all of a sudden you don't hear people talking about him going to the PBC. Well, you know what? Terence Crawford is a promotional free agent. So what's going on? Why hasn't an offer been made to him? See, a lot of dudes think they can do the slick talk, but first of all, you need to remember I'm from Oakland, California. I'm from the, you know what I'm saying? You remember the Mac. First of all, you can't slick talk me because I know the game. I know how niggas get down. I definitely know how hoes get down. That's real talk. So you can't use the terminology. You can't use that pimp and hoe talk on me when you dealing with a bona fide Cali dude. East Oakland. For real. Born in Highland Hospital. Murder does, baby. So I'm just, you know, just saying. Why ain't we talking about this? Because everybody a few years ago was bitch whining and moaning about Terence Crawford was messing up his career. You know what I'm saying? His career been held back. But yet, you guys seeing it with your own eyes. There ain't been no attempt to sign this dude. All this stuff about, you heard people make, oh, you know what I'm saying? He on the opposite side of the street. Well, you know what? Terence Crawford got the moving van. You know what I'm saying? He's walking the earth like Kung Fu, looking for a destination. And you haven't seen any attempt to make him an offer. So you guys seeing this with your own eyes. This ain't me. You seeing it. All of a sudden, these dudes been quiet about that. You heard everything. He need to leave. He need to leave. He need to get... Okay, well, he done left. Now what? What's the problem now? This is why a lot of people don't believe that Terence Crawford and Errol Spence is the next fight. All I can say is it's going to look bad. It's going to look bad if the next fight, should Errol Spence get past Ugas, the next fight isn't Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence. Should Errol Spence get past Ugas? That's just fact. That's just fact. I wonder what people going to say. I wonder how they going to try to find a way to blame this on Terence Crawford then. Just wondering. Just curious about that. But anyway, it's your boy Town Biz. And I'm out.